Brittany with Life in the North 40. I'm flying solo this week. I wanted to do a video on how a gal holds her Glock. Guys, if you're watching this video, this will be great for you too, but grab your wives, sisters, girlfriends, whatever woman you have in your household. This is great for them to be comfortable with their weapon that they own. And if your gal doesn't have a Glock yet, you guys, why haven't you bought her one yet? She needs to learn how to defend herself. I do want to let you guys know that I did clear my weapon. This magazine doesn't have any bullets in it, and it is clear. First, I'm going to go over some gun safety rules for those of you who don't know. Number 1, always treat your gun as if it's loaded. Number 2, don't ever point your muzzle at anything you don't intend to destroy. Number 3, keep your finger off the trigger until your sights are on your target and you've made the decision to shoot. Number 4, always be sure what your target is and what's behind your target. Disclaimer, I'm not a gun instructor, but I am a gal who knows how to hold her Glock. So that's what I'm gonna teach you today. So ladies, I just wanna make sure that you're comfortable holding your weapon today. You have to do this before you actually go out on the range to shoot and practice shooting. You need to be comfortable handling your weapon, knowing how to use every part, probably even taking it apart and putting it back together. Make sure knowing what ammo you need to use for your gun before you go out and actually shoot. All right, we're gonna first start with our stance. So you want your feet at least shoulder width apart and your knees slightly bent. That way you're able to respond quickly and not be just knocked off your feet. What you do not want to do is stand with your feet close together, legs straight, without any kind of able to absorb. Woo! See, I got knocked off really easily. You want your knees bent, and then that can react really easily, or not fall over. See? Okay, for the grip of your Glock, like I said, I have a Glock 43X. I don't have a magazine in it right now. This is known as the beaver tail, this curve right here. This is your upper receiver slider. It will slide back when you shoot. And then this is your lower receiver, obviously your trigger. And then this has a safety trigger built in. There's no safety, obviously, on this pistol for manual safety like you have like on a rifle. And then front sight post, rear sight post. The beaver tail, where your meaty portion of your hand is going to go, nicely fit into. You want your thumb straight on and your fingers straight on. You should be able to hold your gun like this. You're gonna wrap your bottom 3 fingers around the handle. And then I want you to put your left hand, if you're shooting right-handed, your thumb is gonna hug right underneath this upper thumb like that. They're gonna be best friends right here. Then you're gonna put your remaining 4 fingers around your other hand and you're gonna give it a handshake and you're gonna squeeze really hard. So when you're shooting, you're squeezing, you're gonna go into each other like that. And it's almost like a vice-like grip. When you're coming out from your chest and you're going forward, your hands are going together like this to secure your gun in a straight way. Your gun is an extension of your arm. Wherever your arm and wrist are aiming is where your bullet's gonna go. Wherever your arm and hand are pointing is where you're going to shoot. So you want the end of your Glock lined up with your main bones running up your arm. All right, so just to review, you're gonna put this beaver tail curve right into the curve of your thumb and your forefinger. Your finger is going to be straight on the lower receiver, and your thumb straight on the other part of the lower receiver. And then 3 fingers below, gripping it hard. You gotta work on your grip strength, girls, if you're gonna shoot your gun. And then you're gonna take your left hand, if you're a right-hand shooter, fold the knuckles over the knuckles, put your left thumb right below your right thumb, and just squeeze your hands together. Like this. That way I can see the front sight post and the rear sight post. All right, the last thing I wanted to make note of is really practice repetitions without any ammo, without actually going to the range. The Glocks are great. You can do dry fires and it's not going to hurt your weapon. So if you actually want to practice pulling that trigger, it's going to be safe to do so. You just have to know how to manipulate your gun to get it back to reset. So this is dry fires. You just practice resetting since there's no magazine in there. You have to recharge it to get your trigger to reset. So I'm gonna extend out. I have the safety trigger pressed in and then slowly pull up. And now it's locked back. grab the upper part really hard. It was hard for me at first to learn how to do that, and then it's reset. So it's okay to put your finger on the trigger right here if you're ready to shoot, to come out, because you can shoot, obviously, if you're getting attacked or you need to defend yourself, you're gonna shoot from here. You're not gonna wait till you're out here ready to go. So when you're sitting there on the range in this depressed motion just against your chest, or if you're actually shooting and fighting, you want your weapon close to you so it's not easily knocked away from your body if somebody's coming at you, or so your arms don't get tired when you're at the range shooting. So in between shots, if you're not doing rapid fire, you want to come back to this position so your arms can take a break. So when you've made the decision to shoot, you can either shoot from out here, obviously, if you need to. But if you're trying to line up perfectly on the range, you're gonna slowly come out. Okay, and then just a quick aside about trigger reset, since we're not actually shooting in this video. Trigger reset is taking the slop or the play out of your trigger before it actually fires. So you can see there's a lot of play left. That's the play I'm talking about, taking away. So you can pull your trigger back a couple millimeters before it's actually going to go off and fire. So you need to learn your own weapon of where that's at, and it affects accuracy. So what you want to do when your weapon's clear, what we call weapons manipulation, you're going to want to practice pulling your trigger back, and then I can feel it stop and resist right here, and that's when it actually is going to fire. So when you're practicing with your grip and your trigger squeeze, you have to recharge your weapon, and with your fingers still pressed back as if you just shot, you slowly go out and you hear this click. That's as far as you want to go. Keep your finger compressed back. Slowly let it out to hear your click. That's resetting the trigger. Pull back to fire. Thanks everyone for joining me in this fun video this week. Don't worry, Rick will be back next week. Please comment below if there's anything you want us to cover. Give us a big thumbs up. Turn your notifications on so you know when we release a new video. And please subscribe to our channel. It helps us out so much. We really appreciate it. See you next week.